Firstly, I wanted to say thank you for the veil. When I received the hair grip you sent me, I started writing a description of it under the heading, Thank You for the Veil, and it turned into a story about a woman falling and hitting her head on the way down.
And I wanted to thank you for the xylophone you sent me from China. It turned out to be a glockenspiel. Some of the keys had been misfiled. My son held it to the sky to play 4 clean notes in the wrong order and declare the music flying. The glockenspiel's an aeroplane.
And the witches are warning. I mean, I don't want to go on about it too long or over-explain it, as that would be a witch's warning, but the woman slipped and hit her head, but was saved by the comb of the veil. So I started writing something like, she hit her head, and then she shit the bed, and then hit her head on the way down, on the veil comb, hit her head, hit her hard, on the way down, on the bed down, on the honeycomb, on the eider down, something like that.
In order to write about the xylophone you sent me from China, I knew I would have to return to the memory palace I built all those years ago. Each narrative required its own architecture, carceral, a home or a hotel. A tumbrel took me to the door, which used to be a window. Welts, pimples, calluses grew on the walls of the hall. There was a slipping, a seepage. A sea anemone pulled in its purple tentacles. A wedding veil lay discarded, a breakfast on a tray, mould. Link boys appeared to lead me deeper and deeper into the structure, each one in turn bearing a slightly greater resemblance to my son. Where was my son? Meanwhile, typically, the poem was not getting written. Each room seemed a little darker, a little more roomed. In some, the walls were crumbling, the floors giving way. In the final room, I found a child, familiar, playing 4 clean notes on the xylophone. I knew the tune but could not place it, and there it stayed on the tip of my tongue.
And there she lay, saved by the grip of her veil comb. That was all I knew. She had fallen far enough but could not remember how. Must have. I started writing something like must have slipped, something must have slipped to grip a disc. No, something on yellow, a plate of yellow, plate of must have slipped on hotel breakfast, must have slipped it under the door, must have left it for her wake-up call, but fell, but slipped and fell on the veil. The veil.
Xanadu, xanthan, xanthelasma, xanthogen, xanthoma, you've given me one hell of an acrostic to compose. Language, the xenagogue, takes us forth, makes us stranger, offers only xenopus, xerasia, xeriscape to my mnemonic. Patrick Coyle, take back the xylophone you sent me from China. Let me have glockenspiel, gimcrack, limbergag, obladi, crockpot, kibble pit, eggshell, nambibot, spyglass, peelywally, ingot, embershot, lallylope. Not this rainbow excreting xylolose, sedge like zirids and zeisters for scraping clean the bones.
And scraping clean the honeycombs, and something about slipping clean down on the breakfast by the bedpost. This brought to mind the bedbugs, the flea, the slippery yellow tea towel, tea bag yellow and yellow, smears and screams on plate of yells of wrong of foot, hit her head and bundled, hit her head and bundle, bunched each pleat in the veil, gripped in blunt, metal flea comb. Come home, they had beckoned, outside the cheap hotel, smell the bed and break, fast.
A mind map, then. At its centre, the idea of the poem, an emotion or paradox perceived or conceived that you wanted to convey, an image that elected itself a plausible vehicle, a gratifying trick of words, or, most likely, the effect you wanted to have on the audience. Draw a loop around that and shoot the flares forth. Here's where you give yourself up some to luck. Memory is slotting the right words in the right boxes, producing from the right keys the wrong notes. Anything not on the map gets deleted, all sharps and flats. Rainbow, ladder, airplane, rhythm stick, small boy, key of C, until the whole thing is this many-legged sea creature with ideas for clumsy, bludgeoning feet. Ready for the poem? Then spin the wheel.
Okay. Fast little scrap of plastic feather gripped in bundle fucking flea-ridden damn hole, soggy breakfast yellow stain, soggy breakfast pickle off the back of some special offer during the low season. Hit her head on the way down, all cotton wool and hunched at the grip point. Bundle bunched up at each pleat, and the crunchies 20 years ago. Hit hard, hit her head, went down fast, her fall was dust just after breakfast. Not even time to take a shit. If only they hadn't put such mustard on the plate, on the post, on the flea comb, on the bedpost, on the fell swoop, but slipped and fell on the hotel slipper yellow shower curtain. But the flea comb gripped, thank you. The flea comb welcomes you home, comfortably. The yellow sheets on the line, that special yellow homemade feel, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the veil, you are a lifesaver, like that wartime cigarette tin or that Bible in the film, all pleat veil, all bundled bunch, all saints that give it away. But the flea comb, all scrunched up worries, the flea comb, all scrap of plastic feather, all fast little grip in bundle fucking tea damn hole, but the flea comb, the last thing she thought of, the flea comb, saved her life a little longer.
And still no poem. Had there been a poem and I'd forgotten it, I began to blame the mustard. How yellow mustard might stain a wedding veil, or even Dijon. The wedding dress ruined on the day, the shoes lost. What did I have that morning in the hotel for breakfast anyway? I can be distracted by the damage done to small objects, things that have forfeited their right to take up space. My son has co-opted the xylophone. The wedding has taken place. My husband and I have met at the end of the rainbow, made a mnemonic of skins and the world, of the layers of dates. A finger which once held a ring, a key which once held a note, a torso which once held an infant, a skin which once held its shape, an anniversary, a birthday, a future once innocent of forgetfulness, a xylophone which was once a glockenspiel until we knew better.